Let's turn now to Adelaide's dangerous trees. They've caused devastating injuries, even a fatality, not to mention thousands of dollars in property damage. Local councils have been accused of putting trees ahead of public safety, but as Yaz Dedovich reports, there's now a new plan to make them accountable.
I am the example of why dangerous trees should be cut down before they hurt somebody.
It's ludicrous to think that you have trees that present a clear and present danger.
Sometimes I wonder if they care more about trees than they do about people.
They're the potentially deadly threat hanging above our homes and public spaces, but removing the risk is not straightforward.
We found the procedure with council extremely frustrating.
When trees are put ahead of public safety, the consequences can be devastating.
It almost killed me.
John Duthie was attending his children's school sports day, but he never imagined a falling tree branch would turn him into a paraplegic.
The pain has been terrible ever since.
It was a windy afternoon 8 years ago, and John was standing underneath a tree arborists had wanted to prune or remove.
It was an ironbark tree, and they have a lot of branches coming out of the ground, so one of the branches fell on me.
So it's no surprise property owners want monsters with falling limbs chopped down, but certain species and sizes require council approval.
If an arborist comes up with a report that says the tree needs to be cut down, then that should be it.
We've seen what can happen if trees are not cut down or maintained. 4-year-old William White lost his leg when a huge branch fell on him at an Adelaide Hills park. William was fortunate not to be killed. Others haven't been as lucky.
A 7-metre limb from this 90-year-old grey box gum fell onto her car.
Rebecca Jolly was in the prime of her life when a branch crushed the roof of her car on Greenhill Road.
The coroner found Burnside Council should have followed its own policy and closely examined the 90-year-old gum.
Despite the clear risks of overhanging branches, frustrated residents like Christian Zimmerman still can't remove trees they consider dangerous.
Council seems to have an endless pot of money to choose to ignore people.
Christian fears pine trees on public land behind his property in Glen Osmond could injure a family member or drivers on a nearby road, but Burnside Council disagree.
We commissioned an arborist, and his report was that the trees present a danger. Limbs falling from the trees can obviously going to cause a death or severe damage.
While Ross Miranda applied 3 times to remove this 25-metre river red gum, which drops large branches into a neighbour's yard.
Look up there, there's another branch which has snapped and it's ready to fall down, and that happens all the time.
Norwood, Payneham and St Peter's Council won't approve removal. Ross can only trim the branches, but that also requires consent.
Stop me from going any further, or they were going to find me.
So which trees are protected? As a rule of thumb, those with a circumference of larger than 3 metres are considered significant, and trees from 2 metres are in a regulated category.
If it's a threat to people or property, then the owners of that property should be able to remove it regardless of what the council says.
Australian Conservatives MP Dennis Hood says councils should be held accountable.
What we have is a lot of councils playing hardball for no good reason, in my view, and just refusing to allow these trees to be removed. So my plan, the Australian Conservatives' plan, is to fix that with legislation so that it takes it out of their hands.
Dennis is proposing laws which would make councils liable for up to 5 years if people are hurt or property damaged by a tree residents wanted to remove with the support of an arborist.
Some of the decisions I've seen from councils really have shown no common sense whatsoever in these circumstances, and people have paid the price.
The bill also allows for the removal of any tree within 10 metres of a property or pool without consent.
The principle behind the legislation is that people are more important than trees, and if somebody's life's in danger or somebody's health's in danger, then they need to be protected.